So looking at the modes. A mode is a type of musical scale, is really what that means. So these are our most common modes. I know most folks understand this, but we're just kind of reviewing it. I don't have audio of this because I figured everyone kind of knows this part. But so these are the common modes that we say, right? Now remember, these are Greek names that have really very little relationship to anything that the mode does. So Ionian is just a regular major scale. A Dorian is a major scale with a minor third and a minor seventh. So here it is in C, and here it is transposed if it's C with a key signature. Remember, all of the modes you can think of in C major, just moving some starting on C, D, E, F, G, and A, and B. You can think of them that way, or you can think of them as a major scale with added flats, and in the case of Lydian, added sharps. So we have Dorian, then we have Phrygian. That's the characteristic sound of that is the minor second for the second step, right? And that's Phrygian, or a C major scale that starts on E. Lydian is the raised fourth. That's the characteristic sound of the Lydian scale. Or you can think of it as a C major starting with F. So we have that B natural. Very bright. This is the brightest mode, really. The Mixolydian is a major scale with a flat 7, or a C major scale starting on G. These scales are used a lot in jazz, aren't they? 2-5-1 chord progressions. Aeolian is just the natural minor scale. So it's like a C major scale with 3 flats, or a C major scale that starts on A. And then Locrian is the least used. Also, it has a diminished tonic. What do I mean by that? That means the chord that's on the tonic is a diminished chord. All of these other ones are either major or minor. And one of the reasons why I'm mostly looking at these modes, because there's a lot of other modes, but these modes all are based on whole steps or half steps. So, I mean, you can have modes that have augmented intervals and all sorts of wild and crazy things. So, primary and secondary chords. This I do have some audio we'll play in a second. Remember that when you're using a mode, they have unique sounds to them, right? They have characteristic movements in the steppings, in the steps. So to get the most sound out of it, you should use something that uses that characteristic step as much as possible. Otherwise, you lose the flavor of the mode. Just like a major and minor scale, every mode has a primary and secondary chords. So the primary chords is a tonic chord plus 2 dominant equivalents. Now, what does that mean by dominant equivalents? It just means they are major or minor triads that have the characteristic step of the mode. So for instance, let's play this real quick, Rach. This is the first one. This is Lydian. So this is just triads. Thank you. So let's look at Lydian. So we have the major scale with a raised fourth. The primary is the first. It's the second and the seventh because they include the G sharp. They include the raised fourth. So those are the ones that you want to emphasize if you're writing music with it. Otherwise, you lose the modal sound.